to the second labor. This is the Lunarium Hydra. The Lunarium Hydra. All right, now, the Lunarium Hydra is essentially, this myth is the destruction of a monster born to Typhon and Uside. The beast is raised by Hera, Hercules' arch enemy, as a menace to him. Now, Lerna is actually by the sea 5 miles from Argos, and it was a very fertile and sacred district. Now, the Hydra lives in a lair beneath a tree by the source of the river Amphone. The area is haunted by a deadly swamp. Now, the Hydra has a dog-like body with 9 snake heads, and one of them is immortal. Now, there's many variations on this. The Hydra, according to some legends, has 50 heads. According to other legends, it has 100 heads. And according to still more tales, it has 10,000 heads. Well, at any rate, it's a huge venomous water snake. Its breath, the smell of the Hydra itself, is deadly. All right, now Athena, the goddess Athena, who is always coming to Hercules' aid, gives Herc advice on how to kill the Hydra. Herc forces the Hydra to emerge from its lair, then pelts it with burning arrows. He holds his breath. Remember, the breath of the Hydra is deadly. So he has to hold his breath while he's fighting it. And he grabs it by one of its many heads. And the Hydra twines around Hercules' feet. Now, Herc battles it. He hits it. He hits one head after another with his club. But no sooner is one head crushed or destroyed that 2 or 3 or more grow in its place. Now, while this is going on, while he's battling the Hydra, a giant crab emerges from the swamp and runs to the Hydra's aid, nipping at Hercules' heel. Well, Hercules' buddy / lover, Iolaus, is along for the ride on this one. And he sets one corner of the grove on fire. Well, he takes a torch, and as Hercules smashes the heads of the Hydra, he prevents the Hydra. Iolaus is very crucial to this battle because he prevents the Hydra from regenerating. He sears the roots of each wounded head with a blazing branch and checks the flow of blood. He's cauterizing the Hydra's wound, which essentially prevents the heads from regenerating, for other heads from springing up. So, Hercules uses his sword, as Iolaus is cauterizing the wounds. Hercules uses his sword, which is a golden falcata, to sever the final immortal head of the Hydra. Then he buries it, still hissing, under a heavy rock. All right, now, he quickly disembowels, but before he does that, he disembowels the creature. He disembowels the carcass and dips his arrows into the muck so that the least wound from the arrows will now be fatal. Now, Hera rewards the giant crab by setting its image in the stars among the zodiac signs. So now we know the origin of Cancer, the crab, in the zodiac. It's related to this myth. Now, the Hydra is in fact linked to the Dionysids, an ancient water priestess of Lerna. The Hydra was in fact in a sacred cuttlefish. The cuttlefish had 8 snaky arms ending in heads. So we have a historical reference to the Hydra. The larger head on its trunk was the immortal head. The Hydra myth is related. The destruction of the Hydra records a historical event. The suppression of the Lernian fertility rites. These are moon goddess worshippers that involve fertility rites that are essentially suppressed by those who worship Zeus. All right, let's move on to the third labor, the Cranian Hind.